Alright guys, this is a video on how to start your painting. What I have here is doors that are labeled paint. This is where you get your acrylic paints. They are located in the jars, as you can see here. One thing you don't do, without my permission, is reach in any of the upper cabinets. Alright? These jars are perfect to gather your paint in. You do one jar at a time. You don't do multiple jars. We only have a limited amount. As you can see, I have certain students, like Zane here. Say hey, Zane. Hey. That will fill the paint for you. If you need a color, I will get one of my advanced kids. First thing you need to understand is these trays are watercolor trays, and you can see some of the watercolor in them. So these trays are not for you. They are actually located, watch out, Geneva, in the watercolor tray drawer. And as you can see here, these all still have watercolor in them from previous students, which is perfectly fine because watercolor dries out, but all you got to do is activate it with more water. It's actually better if you let them dry out. Alright, next thing you need to know, this is advanced trays. Unless you're an advanced student, you won't be using a tray like this. Any of my advanced students can actually put it in this tray right here. One thing that you need to understand, watercolor is only for watercolor, obviously. Watercolor brushes. This is where most kids get really confused. Watercolor brushes are the clear handles. This is not meant for acrylic paint, and you're working with acrylic paint, so these brushes are off limits to you. You shouldn't need sponge brushes. What you need is paint brushes, and that's everything that you see in this drawer. You have large, medium, and even small, teeny tiny brushes, which are perfect. Alright, what we have over here is we have a very dirty sink, which I will be cleaning up. I have a brush specifically here for any kind of trays or water containers that you use to clean. And we have a drying rack. I want you to notice a few things in particular. For instance, this tray right here was used with acrylic paint, not watercolor. So the paint's not coming out like we need it to, so I'm having to soak that. Another one we have here as well, which is a big yellow one that was used for acrylic paint, and now it's almost ruined. So we are going to have to wash that. What I want you to realize is that when you clean up, this container should be empty at all times. When everyone is using it, they will use watercolor trays, water trays. This drawer right here, which we don't have labeled, but we should soon, will have your water cups. You can use any cup that you need for this, alright? Once you get done with it, and you use it for your paint, you'll come over here, you'll wash it really well in the sink, make sure all the paint's out of it. Alright, see how this one needs to be cleaned? And then you'll shake it dry and put it back into the tray. Same with paint brushes. Now, I'm going to get Zane, again, because she's my helper, to show how to properly clean brushes. So I'm going to give her a brush. Come over here. What we have is she's cutting on the water, and she's going to use soap to put in the palm of her hand. And then she's going to rotate the brush into the soap in the palm of her hand until, up underneath the water, until it gets absolutely clean. And when the brush comes out clean. If the brush does not come out clean, see, look at that. We used a brand new brush and it's still a little bit dirty. Alright, so she'll use that until it comes out perfectly clean. And then, once it gets clean, like now, she'll rinse it off, and then she'll adjust the bristles to where it goes straight up and down. And then she will put it into a cup container with the bristles up, just like that. And that is how you clean and store your brushes until they dry. When you're using things and multiple classes use them at the same time, you'll often find that the brushes are actually just hanging out over here in the sink or in the drain. Alright, so that will be perfectly fine. You can grab from there. Next, we have napkins here. I'll fill this up so it'll be slap full of napkins. They need to make sure that they go into the trash can. The last thing you want to do, and one of my pet peeves for sure, is making sure the sink is clean and the paint is scraped off. You will have a perfect example by the time I get done with this, where all the paint's scraped off and nothing is actually left in the sink. If something's left in the sink, then you get, and your class gets banned from actually painting any further. Alright? Alright guys, we're back. And the first thing I want to talk about is canvases or papers that you're working on. As you can see, we're kind of clearing off the counter for you here. But I want to talk to you about this. The one thing we want to do is, I don't care what level you are, we have a drying rack back here. Next, you can see that this drying rack is filled with different canvases, different levels, some watercolors, some color wheels. Alright, you have to stick your project on one of the drying racks over here. We can't afford it to be on canvases. We can't afford it to be on the table over here. We have to have it out and about on the drying racks. If we don't, then they're going to get ruined. Someone else is going to take them. Alright? We just don't have room, and we don't have counter room for that. So make sure you do that. Alright. As you can see, our sink is getting emptied. I'm hitting all the corners to make sure our soap's going. When I get done drying stuff, like I said, this is a bit damaged, but as you can see that they go here to dry out. You got a water cup here. But for the most part, because they dry out so quickly, they can go here. So things that you need to grab while you're over here. One paint cup. Alright guys, one final thing. This is all you need per table. Again, you need a handful of napkins, 1 to 2 paintbrushes, a large one, a small one, a bucket of water, it's got water in it, and then one color at a time with a lid. Now these lids don't fit very well. We're in the process of switching over lids in products, but you only need one color at a time. We don't have enough jars for everyone to grab 2 or 3 colors at a time. So what you do is, this is the basics for you do. You take it to your table, you use the color, you wash your brushes in the water, alright? And then when you get done with a color, you'll take this back over to the counter, pick up another color that you need, and then you'll use that again. When you get done, the paint comes back over here, back into the drawers that they belong into. See, it says paint. Alright. Your napkins will be thrown away. What you don't use can go back onto the shelf. Your water will become over to the sink. You'll rinse it out, shake it dry, put it back into the very first drawer over here where you got it from, as you can see there. You'll wash your paintbrushes like you saw Zane do earlier, and then you'll stack them into the paintbrush container. And then you will take the rest of your napkins and clean your table.